If your camp chair makes you fidget after 5 minutes, it's not you, it's the chair. Stick around because the right lightweight seat will change how you relax outdoors. For real. In this countdown, each chair earned its spot by how it feels after an hour, how fast it sets up when you're tired, and whether it keeps doing its job after months of use, plus a few honest drawbacks where they show up. Open loop? At number 2 and number 1, you'll find the best balance of ultralight portability and all-day support, so hang on for those.
6. GCI Outdoor Kickback Rocker. So rocking at camp is fun, no argument there. And the GCI Kickback Rocker leans into that with spring action rocking technology that gives a smooth, controlled rock without the creak and tip drama of old school rockers, you know? The seat sits a bit lower than a standard camp chair, which drops your center of gravity and makes the rocking feel secure. And it includes a beverage holder and a phone pocket, so you're not doing that "where's my stuff" pat down every few minutes. Packed up, it closes tall and slim with an integrated carry strap, so you can shoulder it from car to site without wrestling a floppy bag. Let me explain where it lands for comfort. The mid-height back and the slightly reclined angle put weight through the hips and mid-back nicely, and the spring system absorbs tiny bumps on uneven ground so you don't feel like you're teetering on gravel. For quick camp setups, tailgates, kids' games, lake days, the quick fold and no assembly design are a relief compared with pull-sleeve chairs. Once you settle in, the rocking motion genuinely lowers shoulder tension. It's a sit longer than you planned vibe. Here's the trade-off, portability versus features. At around 10.6 pounds, it's light for a rocking chair, but it's heavy for hiking beyond a short walk from the car, and the folded length is nearly 39 inches, more like a slim plank than a compact tube, which makes it awkward to lash to a pack.
5. Moon LENCE Portable Camping Chair. This one aims for the classic tent pole style. Aluminum frame, fabric sling, shock-corded poles that snap together fast, and a sub-3-pound target, so you can toss it in a pack without overthinking it. Setup is intuitive, pull the hubbed poles together and the bungees do most of the alignment. Then slide the corners of the fabric into the reinforced sockets and you're sitting in under a minute once you've done it twice. The sling uses breathable mesh panels so you don't stick to it on a hot afternoon, and the diagonal cut of the seat cradles the lower back more than a flat lawn chair ever could. Now about comfort and support. The lounge-style recline takes pressure off the lumbar area, which is great around the fire, and the soft side panels let your shoulders settle, which feels, well, nicer than the upright stadium posture in cheaper chairs. On hard-packed dirt or roots, the small feet still find a steady perch, and the low height puts you right at fire level, cozy for conversation. Packed size is backpack-friendly. Think water bottle diameter and a foot plus long, so it doesn't dominate your bag. Here's where the critique comes in. The weight capacity is typically around the mid-200s on these models. Some tests peg it roughly 242 pounds, which is less forgiving than the 250-plus ratings you'll see on bulkier chairs. So it's not the best choice if you're near that limit or just want wide margin.
4. SUNNYFEEL Camping Director's Chair. Director's chairs bring one huge advantage: instant, no-fuss setup, and a real seat height you can stand up from without a groan. SUNNYFEEL's take is an oversized, fold-flat unit with solid armrests, a rigid seat pan, and the kind of side storage you actually use. Think pockets, and sometimes a flip-down side table on certain variants. So it's a great base camp chair for cooking, card games, or gear tinkering. The frame folds in a single scissor motion, so there's no fabric wrestling or poles to plug. Comfort-wise, the higher seat height changes everything at camp tables. No more eating hunched over your knees, and the firm armrest makes standing up easy, which your knees will thank you for after a hike. The broad feet distribute weight better than skinny stick chairs, so it's less likely to drill into soft ground, and the seat doesn't sag into a hammock shape, which keeps your hips aligned for longer sessions. For anyone who wants a real chair feel without bringing patio furniture, this is it. Portability is decent for car camping. It folds flat into a rectangle rather than collapsing into a tube, which stacks nicely against coolers and bins. The trade-off is it's not small enough for backpacking or long walks. It's meant for quick carry from trunk to site. Durability is a strong suit. Rigid frames and 600D class fabrics hold up to repeated weekends, and you don't worry about, did I seat the pole fully every setup? 3. Kijaro Dual Lock Folding Camp Chair. The Kijaro has a cult following for one reason: the dual lock. When it opens, the frame locks taut so the seat doesn't sag. When it closes, it locks shut so it carries cleanly without flopping. That no-sag feel keeps your hips level and your back happier, especially if you're sitting for a few hours at a game, a festival, or a late-night campfire. You get the usual creature comforts: cup holders, pockets, a carry strap, and a carry weight that's reasonable for short hauls. Let me explain the comfort difference. Most collapsible chairs gradually sink in the middle and pressure your tailbone. The Kijaro's firm seat pan keeps tension, so you sit on the chair, not in a fabric bag. The upright angle is better for eating and conversation, but it's not rigid. There's still give in the backrest so you can relax without slumping. If you're switching between laptop time at a camp table and hanging out by the fire, it handles both. Stability is solid thanks to the 4-point footprint and cross bracing, and on grass or dirt, it feels planted without the micro wobble you get from spindly legs. Pack down is longer than Ultralight's, but the included strap and bag make it fine for a 5-minute walk from parking. If you've been burned by chairs that stretch until they feel mushy, that lock is the quiet hero here. Capacity-wise, dual lock models tend to support bigger bodies confidently, and the top fabric doesn't hammock even after repeated use, which keeps posture consistent.
2. Naturehike YL08 Ultralight Camping Chair. The YL08 is the ultralight that doesn't feel flimsy, and that's rare. The frame uses aircraft-grade 70-75 aluminum for stiffness at low weight, and the seat fabric is a 600D Oxford that holds shape while staying breathable with mesh panels where you need airflow. Anti-sinking feet are included on this model, which, if you fought little pencil legs sinking into sand, you know how big a deal that is. Packed weight hovers around the 2-pound mark, with a compact bag that actually fits in a backpack side pocket. Setup is the familiar shock cord snap together, pull the hub, pull seat themselves, then slide the fabric on with reinforced corner pockets that don't stretch out after a few weekends. The geometry hits that sweet spot between lounge and upright, so you can eat without hunching and still kick back after. Vent mesh on the flanks keeps you from overheating on hot afternoons, and the seat wraps just enough to cradle without pinching your thighs. Stability is where it beats most pack chairs. The detachable anti-sink feet spread load so you don't drill into damp soil or beach sand, which means fewer reseat the legs interruptions. The lever locking or snug joint tolerances keep the frame tight, and because the tubing is sturdier than bargain bin alloys, it resists that annoying flex when you shift. For backpackers, that combo, true ultralight, real stability, makes it a no-brainer. 1. Overmont Oversized Camping Chair. If you want comfort first and you're not counting every ounce, the Overmont Oversized is the that's better chair. Oversized seat, higher back, supportive frame, it's the kind of chair you can sit in for a whole evening without shifting every 10 minutes. The heavier duty build aims for higher load support and a more generous seat width, so broader shoulders and taller campers finally get a chair that doesn't feel like a kid's booster. It folds into a carryable package for car camping, and it brings that living room chair feel outdoors. Here's what matters in real use. The upright but comfortable posture works at the camp table and by the fire. The armrests help you stand up smoothly, and the broad stance feels steady on mixed ground. If you watch the stars, chat, or read for hours, you'll appreciate that the seat pan stays supportive instead of hammocking. For anyone who's felt squeezed by standard camp chairs, the extra inches here change the whole experience. The fabric and frame are built for repeat weekends. Think heavy-duty Oxford cloth and sturdy tubing that shrug off casual abuse, with stitching that doesn't unravel after the first rough pack out. Because it's oversized, you also get less pressure at contact points, the back of thighs, lower back, which is why people report, "Didn't think about the chair once." And that's the ultimate compliment. Portability is an ultralight, but it's manageable for short hauls. Final thoughts. If you want rock and relax near the car, grab the GCI and enjoy this way.
If you're hunting value light, Moon LENCE is solid with a few caveats. Need a task chair? SUNNYFEEL's Director's Frame is a workhorse. Prefer a firm, no-sag seat that locks in? Kijaro nails it. Want the best ultralight that still behaves on sand? Naturehike YL08 is the move. And if comfort rules your campsite, Overmont takes the crown. Choose the one that matches how you camp, not just how it looks on a product page.